But there's TVS Motors, which has just come out with its third quarter earnings. Net profit is up about 18%. The stock right now is up about 2.5%. Puneet, talk to us more about TVS. I see the revenue is up about 10%. So stellar numbers is what I reckon. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, definitely. So revenue was expected to rise roughly about 10% in this particular time frame, coming at 9,120 odd crores. It's come at much higher than that, so that's a strong number as well. So I think it'll be key to look at the console numbers. The standalone numbers. These might be the consolidated numbers. I think so. I think standalone might be a better number to watch out for. Let me just quickly go through the expectation first. So standalone 9,000 crores is the revenue that was expected for the standalone entity. EBITDA was expected to rise by roughly about 17% to come in at 1,982 crores. Margins also 11.9 was expected, with net profit at 675. I'll just quickly pull out the numbers, for on a standalone basis, because that is something to watch out for as well, because these might include the financing entity as well. So that is the other aspect. Apart from that, the other key thing was that the company has reported a strong growth of 10% in terms of its vehicle sales in this particular quarter. So that's reflected in its EBITDA margins as well. And there was expectation of better net pricing as well. So another key positive is on that aspect as well. But I think overall numbers seem to be coming in meeting in line. But we'll have to look at the standalone entity as a whole for the automobile sector for something like a TVS. So I think just a couple of more minutes, because I think I'll need a couple of minutes to watch out for the standalone entity numbers to watch out for, and I think then we can revisit that aspect as well.
Absolutely, Puneet. We'll just give you a moment to revisit the standalone numbers, because these are just at the face of it, where the margins have come in at 14.9% versus a 14.7%. What's interesting is to see how the stock has moved currently. If you can just get the intraday chart of TVS Motors, because there you go, at the day's highest level. So clearly the market is taking the numbers absolutely strongly. The revenue number that we are flashing is the consolidated number, but Puneet is looking at the standalone number. But at the face of it, even the standalone number seems to be above what the street was estimating. So good numbers from a margin perspective. Overall, if you see in terms of the top line as well, it's a beat. And if you see in terms of the profitability, that's the other number that we should be watching out for. So if you see in terms of the net profit, we were expecting at 675 odd crores in terms of the standalone number. And that is also a strong one. So 3% up move there. 12.11 lakh vehicles is what they've sold during the quarter. And that is what is supporting growth this time around. In fact, MK has said that the PLI benefits have not been factored in for the quarterly projections. Lancelot, your view with regards to the first cut of the TVS numbers that have come in so far, what do you make of it?
I think they're good numbers. You are seeing good profitability, as well as there is expected growth coming in. So I think it definitely is good for the company. It depends on how what is the outlook going forward. And given that we were looking at a economic slowdown in the last three months, the numbers, the GDP growth was down, but now, if the GDP growth remains stable for the next 2-3 quarters, I think TVS Motors should do much better going forward as well. So it's a good company to look at. Maybe the valuations at this point in time are a little on the higher side. It's trading at almost 55 times its trailing earnings, and if you take it on a forward PE basis, could be around 40-42 times, which is a little bit on the higher side. So maybe when if there's any correction, then one can look at adding it. Some of the new launches that they have come out with, could give them growth. Like they're looking at a Bluetooth connected electric three-wheeler is what they're launching. So those could give them some amount of growth coming in. So yes, it is an interesting option to look at, but maybe when prices correct a bit, then one can look at adding this stock to the portfolio.
Jatin, what would you recommend basis the numbers? What are charts indicating? The stock has run up almost 3% in today's session. Time to sell or time to buy?
Definitely a time to buy. Because on the charts, we are seeing a trend reversal. I think the stock has corrected from around 2950 to around 2100 kind of levels. But thereafter, despite the selling pressure in the last 3 to 4 trading sessions, this stock has held out. And today's trading session, we are witnessing a follow through buying interest on the upside. So yes, it's a kind of a trend reversal on the daily charts. If I have to give out levels, then 2260 should be kept as a stop loss for the trading positions, and on the upside, the immediate targets that we are expecting is around 2400, 2420.